Final day on these boxes. Huge restock on these boxes. And then a pretty cool giveaway from our friends at Geecrack. Let's get into this week's drop. It's going to be a banger. How's it going, guys? Travis here from Tacklebros with my brother Ashton at QTR_46 on Instagram. All of our main accounts are at Tacklebros Fishing on YouTube, on Instagram. We got TikTok. We got it all. Anything you need, we got it.
LinkedIn.
I mean, if you look up LinkedIn, I don't think anything's gonna come up, but we got it. My personal Instagram is at Tacklebros. If you guys need a friend, I'm the guy. Kind of the guy. That's the stuff. By the way, this is our weekly drop, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is a pretty big one. This is going to be the last one before Christmas. So, if you're looking to get yourself a beautiful Christmas gift, which I'm definitely going to take part in today, today's going to be the last day to do that. If you have a significant other and they're looking for ideas for you, maybe send them a link to this video because there's a ton of awesome stuff this week. Canada Post is finally off strike. We still haven't got anything from them, but we did get a bunch of other stuff, which means that we're gonna have a pretty cool, we're actually gonna do a drop on Boxing Day. Oh, yeah. Pretty sick, man. I'm actually looking forward to that. So next week, next Wednesday is officially Christmas, right? It is. 6 days, buddy. 6 days. 6 days. Six. Pretty good at French. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to get judged in the comments by the French speakers here. Yeah, so this is going to be the last day. Today, Thursday, at midnight, we're stopping doing these. This is going to be the last day to get our Tacklebros gift boxes. Available in a bunch of different denominations. We've packed like literally hundreds of these. Thank you guys for all the support. Tons of great boxes have gone out. Today is your last day to get them. I want to make sure everybody can get them for Christmas time. If you're in like kind of close to us and you call me after, if I think we can get it to you, we will. If you want to come in the store though, we'll keep making them for you. But as far as the vast majority of everybody, tonight, midnight, that's our last day, so we can get them out to you Friday, so you'll have lots of time for them to travel to you, to get to you by Christmas time. So if you've been thinking about getting one of these, or you're looking for a gift for your buddy or your significant other, this is a cool one. We make them custom per person, so they don't all have the exact same stuff. I literally walked the entire store. I don't know how many laps around this place I've done. The only two people to make them so far has been me and you. Yeah, so me and Ashton have made every single box so far this year. We spent literally all weekend catching up. Even when the store was closed on Sunday, we were in here doing these boxes, which I actually have a great time doing because number one, I get to, walk around the store and look at some stuff that maybe I haven't thrown and it looks cool to me, or I get to show you guys some techniques that I really love to throw and put them in the box, show you some cool colors. It's just something that I look forward to doing every year. We only do it for like 2 weeks in December, so this is it. If you're looking for a box, those are done as of today. And then this week we have a ton of awesome restocks. I'm gonna start with a giveaway though with our friends over at Geecrack. So Geecrack has sent me this pretty snazzy hat. I don't want to touch the autograph because it's super valuable. Alton Jones Jr. right there, buddy. So this is going to be a autograph signed Alton Jones Jr. Geecrack hat. Actually, this is their gecko logo. So my favorite logo. If we only have one, probably doing that one. Fair play. It's on the door. It's on the door. And then you're also going to get a 1 of 10 signed Alton Jones Jr. This AJ's Juice has to be. AJ's Juice, number 7 of 10. So there's only 10 of these. Whoever, what's going to be a thing? Just like and comment, I think. Like and comment. It's an easy one. Ship it to you for free wherever you are. If you're...
Make sure to subscribe.
And obviously be subscribed. I just assume that they're all subscribed at this point. Yeah. So subscribe, like, comment. Free hat, free pack of baits. If you're a big Alton Jones Jr. guy, it's a pretty cool one. 1 of 10. He actually went... So when we were in Japan last, all those guys were over in Japan as well. I was talking with the US guys from Geecrack. We were also hanging out with the owner of Geecrack at the Bee Fest, and they told us that these guys were coming over. I think we missed them. Yeah, by like a day. So we were out of Gifu a day before they actually got there. But they actually went to the HQ of Geecrack, and that's where he signed the package, which is pretty cool. So if you want to win these, like, subscribe, and comment, and we will pick a winner on
2 drops. The first drop of the new year.
First drop of the new year. Also, I did forget something, and you forgot.
Okay.
We did promise a Pokemon giveaway winner announcement.
Yes, we did.
So I was actually supposed to do that about 2 weeks ago, buddy.
Yes, we were.
So I'm going to review the photos. We've had a lot of stuff going on. That's my mistake. I'm going to review the photos this week. We will do them the same time as that one and make sure that we do all of the winners. Let's go over that this week.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to go and do the OG Pokemon. So if you guys had submitted a photo to us, I'm going to go through all the photos over the holidays here. And then for the first drop of the new year, which, when is New Year's? It's not on a drop day. New Year's on Wednesday? Yeah, so January 2nd will be the first drop of 2025, which is wild. We will announce on the 2nd the Geecrack winner, and then we will also announce the winner of the Dual Realis Pokemon photo giveaway. So we'll do both of those then. Okay, now speaking of Geecrack, we had a massive restock, so pretty much everything has come back into stock. All the Bellows gills, one of our favorite, weightless Texas rig style baits, one of our favorite weighted Texas rig style baits, one of our favorite jig trailers, free rig if you want to Carolina rig this thing, if you want to use it as a trailer on a jig, like whatever you want to do with these things. The Bellows gill is one of our most popular baits in the entire store. Most sizes should be back in stock. I think the only ones we didn't get are the little 2-inch. Hopefully getting those soon. Those are a phenomenal little micro jig trailers. SAF material, one of my favorite scents. It's something that stands out to me as you open these bags, it kind of punches you in the face. I know the guys in the back hate opening Geecrack stuff because the scent is so potent. It gets on your hands if there's any on the outside of the package. Great scent, great bait. We got a new color. Don't know how we didn't have it before. This is my favorite color in the actual Bellows stick. This is going to be Electric Shad. This is in the 3.8-inch size. How did they not make this before, man? Such a good color. Staple color. So a little bit lighter on the back there. It's going to have sort of a bluish purple, I don't know what it's called, shimmer to it. So Electric Shad, probably one of their best colors. Now available in the 3.8-inch Bellows gill. And like I said, all the 3.8s, the 2.8s, everything is pretty much back in stock, Bellows gill wise. And then let's move over to Bellows gill swimmers. So I have, if you're not familiar with Bellows gill swimmers, it's basically a Bellows gill with a little swimmer tail on it. You can see it there. They have a deep sort of cut in the belly so that your hook can marry up to it very nicely. Has great penetration through the plastic, so if you're fishing this weedless, it has a great hookup ratio. You can use like a beast hook or something like that on it. They work phenomenal. Works great on a jig head as well. 2 different sizes, so 3.2 and a 4.2. This week we're gonna have 4 new colors. Again, it's gonna be available in the 3.2 and the 4.2. This is going to be Cinnamon Shad. So this is a great natural looking, honestly, it kind of looks like that. It's not Arkansas. It's got blue fleck.
I know, but it's like they're Arkansas.
Yeah. By the way, Ashton calls Arkansas Arkansas, which he does have a fair point. It's kind of a crazy name. So yeah, Cinnamon Shad. You want to try this one?
That's the one I don't know. The other one's blueback chartreuse.
Red Hot Gill.
Oh, you can do them.
Yeah, I can. It's Red Hot Gill, dog. Blueback chartreuse. I know a head for this one. Yes, sir. It's going to pair up beautifully with that Nishine smelt head. And then finally, male gill, so sort of a green pumpkin back with a clear belly, but heavy blue flake in the belly. That's a pretty dope one. These are great at skipping under docks. These are great at swimming through grass. They move a ton of water. That ribbing, again, it's doing lots of stuff in the water. SAF material, can't speak about it enough. Love this product. I just like Geecrack, man. And the guys are awesome over in Japan, so check that stuff out. A couple other products that are back in stock from Geecrack. We're going to have all of the Bellows stick back in stock. I've talked about this thing a ton of times. One of my favorite Senko style of bait. Tons of action in the water. I love Nico rigging this thing. And they make great colors. SAF material. I don't know how many times I can say that. Bao Hog EX. This is a little underrated flipping bait. A lot of guys pair these up with trailers, just kind of trim the body down. Pretty standard sort of beaver-ish profile. 3.8 inches though. You get the Geecrack colors, you get the SAF. They move a ton of water. There's some like little balls on the actual tail. It's a really cool little flipping bait. And then something that I wanted to highlight, this has kind of become, what do you say, P3? Well, P1's the dice. P2 has to be the one way. Dice doesn't make your top 3. No, but I'm saying like as far as sales wise. We're going sales wise. Not not for personal.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is P3 for sales of sort of dice concept baits. Huge restock in these, most colors we've ever had in stock. This is the 40 floating style in this. They're gonna be a little bit more durable, so if you're looking for ones that aren't gonna tear up, you're only gonna get 3 in a pack, but if you sort of counter the, you know, how quickly things that are non-elastomer rip apart, you're getting elastomer. These are gonna last you a very long time. Basically a tiny little Emo Kemushi for the Emo Kemushi size 40. A lot of guys are drop shotting these. A lot of guys are free rigging this style of bait. No sinker doesn't work great on these. They just kind of float on top, which is fine as well if you just want to kind of twitch it along. The sort of strands going through this are going to move the water around. It's great for that. I just want to highlight these. These are, again, this is probably our biggest restock color and quantity wise in the Emo Kemushi 40. So check those out. And then, yeah, pretty much all of Geecrack is back in stock, thankfully. It's been running down for the last little bit. Now, we're working on getting something over here from Geecrack that I'm actually struggling with on the shipping side. Hopefully we can get that to you guys soon. It's basically their scent. It's pretty sick. So hopefully we'll have an update for you guys on that soon. But for now, check out all the wonderful stuff from Geecrack and definitely check out that electric shad and the 3.8-inch Bellows Gill. And check out the giveaway for the Alton Jones hat. And the bait. Okay, let's move over to Rod Glove. We got a huge restock and a couple new colors in their Rod Glove in the standard size. I think the XL and then spinning and casting. So this is basically, we do a little collaboration with them. Can you see it on there? You can probably see it pretty good on the pink one. Yes, sir, you can. So we do a little collaboration with them. So these are the Tacklebros branded rod covers. I have one for every single one of my rods. I don't put them in the boat without them. Just kind of protects your guides as they're going in and out of the box. If you're driving around in the car, you're moving your rods from point A to point B, basically. These should be on there. A couple new colors. I don't think the pink is new. We got a red one now. So this is gonna be red with a little black Tacklebros hit. And then this one, I think is called Ogre. This was Cody and Johnny's request, so. It's just sort of a green and black mixture, pretty cool one. And then yeah, all the other sizes and colors, they're all back in stock, including, I think the number one is black. And then also from them, we got the bait gloves back in stock. This is gonna be the 6-inch size, so this is gonna be good enough to cover up your 6-inch style baits. And then for you guys that like throwing those big ones, basically when you have it hooked to your rod, you put this on there, kind of keeps all the hooks inside of this, not scratching everything around. This is the 12-inch one, so if you're throwing bigger baits, this is going to be the one that you want to look at. I believe there's an 8-inch size as well, but those are back in stock. And then kind of carrying on to, if you're moving your rods around a lot, if you have 3 or 4 or 5 rods and you're trying to carry them around all the time, it's nice to have something like this where you can bundle all the butt ends together and then bundle it somewhere in the middle. Just kind of keeps it, makes it one sort of package where you're not having one tilt and drop to the bottom or tilt and hit the doorway walking through. These are the Rod Glove Wrapz. Super inexpensive, just kind of keeps everything bundled together a little bit better. It's really good if you're a co-angler, kayak guy, because you got to take them in and out of your kayak all the time. If you're just fishing from shore and you want to take a couple rods with you, this is a pretty good option. And then 2-piece guys, we got the little 2-piece little tie-in thing there. And then also for you guys protecting your reels, which is something that I need to do a better job at, we got the casting reel glove. Yep, reel glove. And then we also got the spinning reel glove back in stock. We get asked about these all the time. I try to buy as many as I can, but something you should have, especially if you're buying, rods and reels you want to last for a very long time. These are great. One of the best parts about these one is you can actually put these on while it's on your rod. A lot of them you got to take the reels off. These ones you just put them on, put them back in your locker, or put them back away in your house, whatever it may be. Couple great options from them. X-Zone. A little restock and a couple new colors from X-Zone, nothing too crazy. I bring these in because these are really affordable. I keep just random stuff in a couple of these that I have in my bag. They're basically similar to those, what were they called, man? I always forget. The money bags. So they're inexpensive. These actually don't fall apart nearly as fast as those money bags did. I hated those things, man. Like literally the reason we stopped carrying Bass Mafia was because how bad those money bags were. You get like 6 months out of them and then and they'd just be cracking in half. About a third of the price of the money bags, and they last 2 to 3 times as long. Big X-Zone hit on there. Great for just throwing random plastics in a bag, any stuff like that. So those are in from X-Zone. And then, I don't know how this is a new color, but we got a new color as well as a full restock in their Stealth Invaders. This is green pumpkin black. I don't know how this wasn't a color before. Ash? Crazy one. This is a great drop shot bait if you want to fish it on bottom on a ball head. Just something a little bit different. It's basically a little swim bait, but they've actually turned the paddle tail facing up. Gives it a completely different action. A lot of guys I know are throwing these on drop shots, having a lot of success. This is a Polonic inspired or Polonic actually designed bait. You can fish these on a Ned rig as well. Works really good on them. I've actually had some success doing that. So check those out. Yeah, so just the Stealth Invader. Boom, boom. And then everything else X-Zone is pretty much back in stock, like I said. So True Center sticks are back in stock. Basically, they're Senko. A little bit more price friendly. Now, the reason I like X-Zone, number one, it's made in Canada, so I have a good relationship with the guys over there. They do a great job. It's like one of those affordable companies, but the plastic doesn't feel cheap to me, if that makes sense, right? They do a ton of awesome colors, and they collaborate with a lot of good pros, so they get a lot of insight on that stuff. You know, this is another one. This is the Adrenaline Craw. So this is the 4-inch version. They actually make a junior size. These are amazing flipping baits. They're also really good as a trailer. They're great on a Ned rig. So much stuff you can do with this. We also brought in their Deception Worms. So they're basically their shaky head worm. And then there's that little Adrenaline Craw, the 3.5 inch. And then earlier this year, they actually came out with a new series called the Stealth Finesse series. A couple really cool baits in that guy. They came out with a new color in their little tube. So this is a 2.25 inch stealth tube. They actually infused these with Procure. So I think it's a scent that comes over from the saltwater side. I'm a huge fan of throwing little mini tubes. Like the Juvie Craw is like a sort of a tube alternative. But if you're looking for a standard tube, this is a great one. It's a little bit smaller than most of the other mini tubes. Most of them are like 2.5 inch, 2.25. So this is gonna have a shorter body. It's gonna be about 40% body and 60% tentacles. Gives it nice action in the water. It's a tube. They're not meant to do a crazy amount of stuff, but it does what it's supposed to. If you like Procure, you have Procure, and now you have a white version, which is gonna be good for the upcoming season, right? So check those out from X-Zone. We also bring in their Tungsten products. Tungsten is one of those things that I wasn't picky on, and then I got really picky on because a lot of the snaps and hardware and stuff like that was being made very cheaply just to try to get the cost down. Tungsten's always become very popular. A lot of places are banning lead. So this has actually come down substantially in price from when I was first buying it. I remember buying, you know, drop shot weights for, I don't know, double at least what they're all at now. X-Zone does a great job at that. They're all stamped, so just like a lot of the other brands, you're gonna be able to see exactly what weight you're throwing on them, which is just a nice feature. I don't think you can really come out with Tungsten at this point without having that on there. And they also make, you know, cylinder style. If you're looking for, I had one here, yep. They also make nail weights. They do these in lead and tungsten, and then they have a couple other sort of everyday tungsten products that you'd be used to. Those are all back in stock from X-Zone as well, so make sure you check that stuff out. Okay, now shifting focus over to OSP, I finally was able to secure a restock, and I might be able to keep these things rolling in now because we've sort of worked with OSP over the last couple months. We had a good meeting when we were over there, and I may have figured out a way to make sure that we can keep shipping these system bag 40s. Basically, if I ship these empty, there's nothing, like these are gonna be extremely expensive. So we sort of worked out a little thing with OSP where I think we have solved that problem. So I'm hopeful that these will constantly be rolling in. For now, we got a decent handful of them. If you're not familiar with the System Bag 40, this is just a really cool, sort of soft, hard-sided little bag from OSP. They also make the inserts for these, the little hard, soft-shelled inserts for these guys that you can put in here and store more stuff. I'm gonna open it up for you really quick. There's a bunch of attachment points. You can put your scissors, you can put your pliers, whatever other stuff you like to sort of hang on there. There's some bungees here. You can sort of put something in there. I'm also always terrible whenever we do boxes because I'm giant. If the box is anything close to the width of me, we need a wide lens. So this is the oh, there we go. Here it starts. So you can take this guy out. It's a big tray. You can put, hard baits in here if you want. They come with little dividers, so if you need the section to be a little bit bigger, you can do that. These ones also have little square things on there. It looks like you can maybe hang baits from that, which, I mean, if I was a Blitz, that would probably hang perfectly from that. So you can do that, and then it's just a big empty box. So they have the little insert boxes that you can put in here. These are little toolbox R's. You can basically fit, how many? You fit 2 on the bottom, and then with this guy in there, so you can fit 4 of these inside of here with having your tray. If you don't want the tray, you can probably fit 6 of them in here, which is pretty awesome. There's gonna be a little bit of room in the middle if you wanna put another little tray in there. Just a wicked, it's a soft box, so it'll still collapse if I can get it, as you can see there, but it's rigid. It's a really rigid box, basically. The top is more solid than soft, I would say. Tons of different straps, tons of different locations to attach stuff. Super cool boxes by OSP. I'm excited that I think we're going to be able to keep bringing these in, so check these out now. And they're also going to always come in different colors. Right now, this is the black and red one, red bottom, all black one. I think this would probably be one of the most sought after ones. We got some camo ones coming down the pipe though, so if you're a camo guy, watch out for those. Okay, some other new stuff we got in from OSP. Something that I really like about them is that they are bringing, cool accessories and clothing items that we don't get from a lot of other brands. This week, we brought in their breathable inner glove. So this is going to be a 5-finger glove with 3 half fingers and 2 full ones. A little salut for you. Something to keep in mind, this is a medium. It looks like a woman's small, so I would definitely at least size up one. If you have small hands, they're probably going to be right on the money for you. Cool little OSP hit right here, Osprey Spiritual Performer, and then you're going to get another OSP hit. So check those out. There's actually 2 different trims. So there's sort of this gray trim on the fingers. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, Ash. So you can see that, and then you're gonna have one that's gonna have a dark gray trim. Hopefully you can see that. Only available in sort of this camo green, which I think is a pretty badass color. I think we've got almost every size that they had in stock. Lots of mediums and larges. So again, if your hands are usually a medium, probably get a large. I think that's just, I'm not fitting in any of these.
You're not fitting any.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, check these out from OSP. Really cool. These are more of like a summertime wear, I would say. They're very breathable. It's a really soft material, actually. It feels pretty nice. And then you're missing, 3 fingers, so you can still feel your line and all that fun stuff. Also from OSP, these are something that I didn't really realize how big of a deal they were until we ran out, and I got a million phone calls about them. DoLive shots are back in stock. So Fat Ica is a big thing, apparently all over the world, actually. I was talking to somebody who's telling me that down in the, Lake Mead? Like, Fat Ica is a deal, dude. So this is sort of a Fat Ica, but not really. It's, how do I put this, man? I backglide these a lot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, so it's more of a shad profile than an Ica. Icas are a little bit shorter, a little bit fatter, but they still have sort of a tube-like tail on them. You can backglide this, you can regular glide this, you can use it as a trailer because of the body profile. You can do a lot with this thing. They come in 2 different sizes, a 4.5 inch and a 3.5 inch. And they don't make them very often that I can see for whatever reason, but there's definitely some people who love these things. I got as many colors as I could, so this is the little 3.5 inch size, more probably closer to an actual Ica, that one is. And then the bigger 4.5 inch size, which are super sick as well. Shows you a couple different ways to rig them on the front. Again, I have been backlighting these, not aware that I could fish them how the other guys are fishing. I got a backlight Ica as well, but that's not how we fish them here. So check those out from OSP. Okay, and then a new color in the Blitz Magnum EXDR, we have Real Matte Funa. This is a dope color. I actually even enjoyed fishing this one in the regular Blitz. It's come over in the Magnum EXDR. There's a couple other colors that have been restocked, but I thought I would point this one out. These are very, very popular. This is one of the probably deepest running crankbaits you can get. It's like 25 to 30 feet, depending on your line. Awesome, bigger profile body. Not something we do a ton of up here, but whenever we do it, I'm always throwing this guy. This thing's dope. Check these out. Only a couple colors came back in, but we'll just keep bringing them in for you guys. in the Blitz Magnum EXDR. And then an overall general restock, and then a couple new colors for us that have, I don't know when the last time they did these were, but in the Blitz DR, this is gonna be American Sunfish. Nope, this is not. This is gonna be American Sunfish. So a really cool sort of blue back color with a, let's say a champagne side, little orange hit on the belly. And then we're gonna have the classic blue back chartreuse finally in the DR. I don't know why this color works so good, but it literally works everywhere as well. So those and other colors are back in stock. These are new for us. Okay, and then for dice rubber, we've been able to stock on a lot of these colors for a long time, and I know guys are looking for the salted version. Let me convince you to use non-salt, because in Japan, non-salt is kind of the staple, and the salted version is kind of like a shelf sitter. Here's quite opposite, and I never really understood it because I was always a fan of the non-salt. Number one, probably 3 times more durable, and I don't want something that is sinking on a drop shot, or if I'm throwing it in sort of a, you know, a no sinker presentation, I want that ultra slow fall. I can understand there are definitely certain presentations where you want to use salted, but non-salted is at the core of my fishing. I know it's at the core of most guys in here. Consider non-salt. I get that we've all kind of been trained that, you know, salted lures are better, and in most cases, or a lot of cases, salted lures are better. I don't think they are in this case. So we got 3 colors back in stock. We're gonna have green pumpkin finally back in stock. Moebi. It's a wicked one. This one's kind of underrated. Moebi is it's sort of a light green pumpkin with copper green fleck. This is, it's an amazing color. I love throwing Moebi. And then finally, Invincible Shrimp. Yeah, this one has really, really small sort of purple and copper flakes in it. Very see-through, very sick color. All available only for right now in the non-salt. If you guys are big into the salted version of these, comment below why. Because I've actually, you know, I've had a lot of conversations with some of the, you know, guys over in Japan that are throwing these, and they can't come up with a reason to use the salted ones. So, and maybe I've just hung out with them a little bit too much, or spoke with them a little bit too much, that I've kind of turned the same way. But I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Why do you think that in Japan the non-salt is so much more dominant than the salted version, where it's completely opposite over here? Something to think about anyways. Yeah, food for thought. So, but those 3 are back in stock, thankfully, and I'm hopeful that there will be no more delays for us getting any of the dice rubber anymore. And then finally, the OSP whip sinkers are back in stock in the 7 and the 5 gram. This is something that we tried to do a video on earlier this year. We ran out of time. The Caro shad style of fishing. If you guys aren't familiar with it, you're gonna need one of these if you're gonna do it. I'm telling you, it's gonna help you with some of your fishing. Basically, you take a little high cut and you run it this as your weight, so this kind of pulls it down, and then you can fish the high cut in different water columns. It's pretty sick, man. They showed me some videos. We tried to get it done here. It's just a little bit too cold for the year for us to bring anything substantial, but man, is it ever a sick technique that like no one's using. So if you guys are looking for a new thing to do, this ended up in some guys' boxes just because I think it's such a sick technique to do. So available in the 5 gram and the 7 gram right now. Look up the Caro shad. It's sick, man. It's, again, I think it's something that's gonna really, really catch on. Okay, a cheeky intervention from BKK. I got a couple of boxes this week. We have the Tackle System. This is the A2, so this is the completely empty box. If you already are buying the new armor point in the cases already, this might be a good one to have. You can put those new armor cases right in here. They'll slot in, or if you have some of the empty armor cases and you're putting your own hooks in, just have a secondary box. Fairly inexpensive, but they slot in here perfectly. So this is the OCD empty box. And then the fully loadeds, we got a good handful back in stock. So this is the one with, you know, 48 packs, 270 hooks inside this thing. It's a great value. You end up saving a bunch of money on the hooks. If you're just getting into BKK hooks, or you're trying to find like a new, just have a little bit of everything, great option. If you've already made up your mind, like I have on your drop shot hook, or maybe your flipping hook, like I love that Amart drop shot hook. I'm probably not going to change for for a lot of reasons in that respect. This one makes more sense for me, but I do love a lot of the BKK hooks. Like, I've actually loved their flipping hook recently. They have a really cool sort of weighted EWG style hook where you actually push the weight in where you would normally screw it in. The Permalock weighted hook system, really sick. This box I think should be, if not already is, a staple in most guys' arsenals. Even if you're not a fan of BKK, box is sick. You can put your own hooks into the little empty cartridges and then have awesome hook storage, which is something that every single one of us struggle with. So check those out from BKK. Transitioning over to Megabass, we got in some of their Halibut 90s. Now this is something we've had before. These are really cool saltwater forward jerkbaits designed to be fished in the surf. So these are gonna be heavy jerkbaits. They're almost a full ounce, so 27 grams. They're gonna be obviously 90 millimeters long. Again, designed specifically to cut through the surf. Now, with these halibuts, they've actually done a couple of SPC colors, and then we got some restock on ones that we already had. This is actually applicable in freshwater, and we've used it before where we're catching fish really deep that we need to get down there and just getting a couple quick bangs in. They explode on this thing. So it's applicable to much more than just saltwater surf. You can use it in you know, heavy current situations here. If you guys fish St. Lawrence River at all, you guys know how crazy, especially in those pinch points like up just past Gananoque where you're in and around the bridge, like that pinch point, man, some of that water is moving so crazy. This definitely is applicable, and this is one of the colors that is going to be applicable. This is going to be fuzzy lime chartreuse. It's actually a really nice subtle sort of chartreuse color coming down to a more of a blue hue. This is a really cool one. I'm just gonna go from my favorite to least favorite. Yeah, sinking jerkbait. If I didn't say that, it is a sinking jerkbait. It's a heavy sink jerkbait, so it's almost a full ounce. You can bomb this thing like a complete mile. You'll probably spool your rod. If you're not using surf equipment and you're just fishing like locally, you'll probably end up spooling your stuff. But again, originally designed for surf, it's applicable everywhere. You can get this thing down really, really far. You can combat some crazy current. And then again, if you just need to get something away from your boat and you're in a little bit deeper water, it's a great option. I always have a couple weird things like this in my boat that are completely situational, and time after time, if I've ever had to reach for them, then they start becoming staples. And that's how I think a lot of guys end up finding, you know, baits that are new to their arsenal, and they end up finding little sneaky deals. This is one we've had some success on. I wouldn't say it's like lights out. We've not really been in the situation enough, but definitely caught a good handful of fish on these. This other color here is Glow Shirasu, so this is another really good one. GG Dabu Pin Awashi, GG Sharpback Rainbow, GLX Pink Rainbow, and then GG Hama Shirasu. Is it Shirasu or Shiraya? Shirasu. They look sometimes, you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Yeah, so check those out from Megabass. Also from Megabass. How did these get here?
Oh my god.
Oh no. It's almost like we paused it when we got rods. Huge restock on P5 this week. I'm gonna rip through these really, really quickly. P5 is one of our best selling rods in the store. They make a ton of awesome actions. I'm just gonna run through the ones we just got back in, and then everything else was already in stock. So if you've been looking at P5, well, we got them all. This is gonna be the Kirasami Kamamea Special. This is one of the only P5s with a solid tip. Fun fact. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, so it's actually an F5, so a little bit heavy, on the heavier side for strolling. 1/8 to 3/4 ounce, pretty cool rod. So if you're a strolling guy and you're not really, you know, I mean, I'm more tuned into ultralight strolling. If you just kind of want to have a rod that's going to do like most weights of strolling, this is a pretty cool one to have. One of the key features is you need that solid tip. This guy has that solid tip. It's very stiff in the back, but that solid tip, like, I mean, I can do that even in the package. So the Kirasami Kamamea, super cool one, just for doing a lot of stuff. 110 stick. X-Bites, this is probably my favorite football jig rod. I have so much to say about this rod, but yeah, right now, this is my workhorse football jig rod. I've had one tied on it all year. No need to tie anything else on because it's just,
That's it.
it's dialed in. Flissa, This is a special rod to me. 7.6 medium light, hair jig, spy bait, Okashira, just sort of does everything in that ultra finesse world, which, you know, us being up in Canada, a lot of smallmouth up here, we kind of live with that length of rod. Although I will say there's a rod that's sort of encroaching in on it lately that I've been really enjoying. BMG, dope, jig rod. Some guys are using this to throw smaller swim baits as well. It's a pretty cool one. Mark 56, speaking of swim baits. Windbuster, as far as I know, I got the last couple Windbusters that they had in stock. So if you've been looking for a Windbuster, this is a very versatile spinning rod. You can kind of do most stuff on this outside of, you know, the stuff that the Felissa does in drop shotting. This is a really good one for all that type of stuff. It is your favorite tube rod until we broke it. We did not break it on a fish. It was broken on us being idiots, but yeah. Addermine, drop shot rod. This is without getting into like immense detail on every single rod. So this is the 110 special. This is what I actually like throwing 110s and 110+1s on. If I'm throwing juniors, I throw it on the stick. And then finally, the FMJ, cool little workhorse rod. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to describe it. So all those are back in stock, as well as, if I didn't mention it, that means we already had stock on it. If you're looking for a P5, go check those out. Great rod lineup, can pretty much do everything. And one thing that Megabass does really well with their rods is they make rods that are very tuned for what they want it to do. So if you're looking for technique-specific rods, this is a good line to get into. All right, guys, I'm looking around me. Everything's empty. I think we've brought to you guys everything we had for this week. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'll see you after Christmas. I hope everybody gets everything that they've wanted. Enjoy spending time with your family. Enjoy having an amazing turkey dinner. I know I'm going to have two. You?
Curry.
Oh, God. I'll see you guys later.